Hey y'all, it's Bearcat. This video is going to be a review on the pistols that I carry. I've got a lot of experience carrying my primary and appendix. I just acquired my second one that I'm carrying small at the back, but they're both twins. They're both the same gun. I figured if I'm going to be doing videos shooting, it'd be easier to go ahead and just knock out a review. That way, every time I shoot with these two guns, it's kind of a showcase every single time. I don't have a lot of firearms. Of course, I love to have all kind of cool stuff. I've got a few pistols, rifles, stuff, and shotguns. But I'm more focused on being efficient with the guns that I do have than I am having more guns than I can even, use. So these are two guns, probably more so than any other firearms that I own, that I can actually do a review and give you my honest opinion on them, because I've ran them enough to really know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to give a detailed review on a firearm that I haven't, that I haven't operated enough, that I haven't put through its paces, because one huge factor in all my videos is to try to be as honest and true as possible with viewers. So these are the only two firearms that I own that I feel comfortable enough where I know the guns and I know everything I say can be relied upon. So we'll start with my appendix. Go ahead and clear it, make it safe. +1. Firearms clear. And small in the back. +1. Gun safe. Okay, both guns. There's aftermarket modifications done to them that are both slightly a little different. I'm not going to go into too much detail into that, and I'm also not going to go into breakdowns as far as taking the guns apart. This is more of a just telling you the experience I've had with this type of firearm and how well it's done me. All right, these are Springfield 1911 lightweight champion operators. Okay, operator is the rail. You see they have rails on them. Lightweight, they're alloy frames, so they're lightweight. The champion typically is the 4-inch, 4-inch barrel. So got two of them. This is the one that I've had for I've had it for over a year. I've ran countless rounds through it. I would say probably around 2,000. This firearm has been ran, I actually got it off of a buddy. It's been ran quite a bit too, but I haven't ran it more than a few mags. I just acquired it. But this is the exact same firearm, other than a few internal, a few aftermarket modifications been made to this. The only aftermarket modification made to this is the grip change and just some skateboard tape on the front strap. So we'll kind of set this one to the side since it's mostly just stock. Like I said, I've been running this gun for a while. So I chose 1911 just because I think it's a better defensive weapon. And I've now, a lot of people don't like 1911s, and the most common things you hear is reliability. Not that it's an unreliable gun, but people tend to say, I want a gun that's gonna go bang every time, no matter what. So they go with the Glocks and polymer guns because they don't feel this gun will do that. Also, people don't like external safeties and magazine capacity. So from my experience, after actually running a 1911 quite a bit, I'm no expert, okay? I've just been running this gun for, over a year now, and the rounds that I've fired through it, I can tell you that these firearms are absolutely reliable. If you train enough, okay, we're not gonna get into what enough is, because that could be a whole nother video. If you train properly and you train enough, that 8+1 rounds of 45 ACP is plenty. And with the aftermarket magwell, and you train on how to do reloads quickly, after that 9 rounds is gone, you can go ahead and slap another mag in there, and before you know it, you're back rolling again. And to be honest with you, with the proper training and proper amount of training, you don't need bukus of rounds. You don't. Anyway, we're not going to get off all on the entire debate. Just that I found it to be high enough capacity in the right hands. I found it to be reliable, and if you train enough, you barely even notice the safety's there. I'll tell you a quick story about reliability. I've watched a video of a Glock. These guys got a Glock so hot, their intention was to try to break the plastic guide rod, and they got it hot enough where it melted and it flew out the front of the gun. They showed it in slow motion, exited in the front of the gun. They continued to operate the Glock with no guide rod. So one night, I try to clean the firearm every time I shoot it, mainly because I want to know if all my parts are still there. And the reason why I do that is because of the story I'm about to tell you. Before I didn't clean it as much. So one night, I kept my gun on my bedside table. One night I reached over for a glass of water in my sleep, knocked it over, covered the gun in water. I woke up, went to take the gun apart. I was going to take it apart, lay it out, let it dry out. When I did, as soon as I pushed my slide forward just enough, the recoil spring in these guns are captivated. They've got a guide rod going through them, and it's just one piece. The recoil spring, dual stage recoil spring and guide rod. So there's no way for the spring to be separate from the guide rod. As I'm pushing my slide forward, the recoil spring comes out in a loop, pops out the bottom down here. I looked in and I said, that ain't right. I took the gun apart and I went to looking around. No guide rod anywhere, nowhere to be found. I don't know when that guide rod, obviously it broke during operation and it flew out in front of the gun. I don't know when it happened. I highly doubt that it happened on my very last shot. I had no malfunctions with the firearm at all. There's no telling when, how many rounds I ran through this gun without a guide rod at all. After that, I got to researching that, this is an older model. It had a plastic guide rod, whereas this model is a little bit newer. Same gun, just newer in that it has a steel guide rod in these. Springfield suggested changing that guide rod and spring after 800 rounds. That's not a lot of rounds. I had well exceeded 800 rounds, probably 1,300 rounds at that point. So I went to researching. I decided to put a Wilson Combat full-length guide rod, silicone-coated flat spring, and Wilson Combat recoil spring cap. Wilson Combat recommended you change that spring out after 8,000 rounds. So I figured that would be plenty. The flat spring actually made my recoil smoother. It made my cycling rate speed up because I put a slightly stiffer spring in there, and it was throwing my slide forward a lot faster. It was chambering rounds quicker. So it actually made it smooth with that flat spring stacking up like it's supposed to, instead of round spring overlapping and staggering. Made a lot of difference. Actually made the gun better. I haven't owned anything more high end than this or high price than these. These guns are $850, $900. new stock. So they're not cheap guns. They're quality guns. But I'm here to tell you, I've had 3 that I can remember, you know, malfunctions with this firearm out of 2,000 rounds, approximately. That's a lot of shooting. And my malfunctions, a lot of times, when I say malfunction, I mean I pull the trigger and it doesn't go bang. Other than me not seating the magazine all the way and not chambering the round. Other than that, just things I couldn't even explain. They weren't failure to feeds, no failure to eject, you know, nothing like that. No double feeds, just no cycling issue. Just a couple times, pull the trigger, there's a round in the chamber, it goes click, and I guess it's an ammo issue. I don't know. I've never actually had a cycling issue with this firearm at all. No feeding, no ejecting, no cycling, period. No malfunctions. So, I mean, that's it in a nutshell. I really wasn't trying to get into too much detail, just rather to show you that I can attest. I would not sit here and tell you this if I didn't know for sure myself. If I haven't went out and done it. That's why this is the only firearm I'm willing to put on the table and say that about, because I ran it that much, where I trust it. It's reliable, I'm telling you. And I don't think you get much more quality of a 1911 than a Springfield for the price range. You don't. These guns run like a champ. This gun will run aluminum casing, steel case, brass, hollow points, full metal jackets, whatever you put through it. I've fed it all kinds of ammo. No problem cycling any type of ammo whatsoever. So this is, when you see me doing some shooting videos from concealment, this is the gun you're gonna see. And, you know, I've got aftermarket mainspring housing, magwell, slide, Wilson Combat, slide catch. I run aftermarket Wilson Combat magazines and Kimber Pro mags. I told you I got Wilson Combat, you know, parts in here. Comes with Trijicon night sights, rail, ambidextrous safety, all included. You know, I mean, I can just tell you, honestly, 100%, you know, these firearms, this particular model, I know for certain that they run wonderfully. They're reliable, accurate. It won't let you down, okay? So that's it. I just want to make sure you know what I'm shooting. That way you're not sitting there watching videos going, well, I wonder what is he even shooting? I've showed you my gear, but I haven't really went into detail on the firearms themselves. So there it is. Quick little review of the Springfield lightweight champion operator, 1911, chambered in 45 ACP. Guys, thanks for watching. If you like it, please hit the like button. Subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll get notifications, and every time I do something, and it'll notify you, and you can watch all my videos. Again, the mission is to teach. Okay, teach everybody and inform everybody. So if you like it, please share it with your friends, subscribe, hit the like button. Bearcat out.